Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this EBENTO talk, Building the Future, Innovation and Digitalization for Energy Efficiency. This is our last talk organized by EBENTO project funded by Horizon Europe program. Today, we will explore how innovation and digital tools can improve the way we renovate buildings and make them more efficient. We will look at how these solutions help with design, decision-making, and coordination, and how they can be used more widely across Europe. I'm very happy to welcome our speakers today. I will invite each speaker to briefly introduce themselves, their role, and their project. So let's start with our external speakers. So Ina, please, the floor is yours.
Hello, I'm Ina Karlova from the Energy Agency of Plovdiv. We are the first Bulgarian energy agency established by the European Commission 25 years ago, with the mission to support local communities in delivering the energy transition. We are coordinators of the Moody Home, one-stop shop for home renovation in Plovdiv region, and I'm going to share some of our developments regarding the digitalization of one-stop shops and how they contribute to the energy efficiency improvement in the region.
Thank you very much, Ina. Dimitris, please go ahead.
Hello from my side as well. I am Dimitris Vamvakas. I am a research associate with the Center for Research and Technology Hellas, otherwise known as CERT. Our role in the project is basically twofold. We are the Greek and Hungarian demo sites co-leader. We are assisting with the installation of sensors, and also we are conducting the SLCA analysis, impact assessment, evaluation of performance, and we are also the provider of support for the installation and the implementation of renovation packages on the two demo sites. Specifically, we have three renovation packages. One is the multi-source heat pump, one is the adaptable dynamic building envelope, and the third is the smart wall solution. So for Rehouse, just a couple of words, quick insight. Rehouse aims to make renovation faster, smarter, and more efficient by boosting the digitalization throughout the process. The project focuses on improving comfort for building users and for integrating advanced solutions for on-site renewable energy generation. We're using BIM models, digital twins, building renovation passports, and we're also building a digital building logbook platform for the real-life demonstrations.
Yeah, sounds very interesting. Thank you, both of you. Now I invite our EBENTO partners. So Anais, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Raquel. Well, I'm Ana Isabel Martinez. I'm the coordinator of EBENTO project, and the role of ETRA in this project is to more than coordinate, to have the technologies inside the project. So we are developing the one-stop shop and many others algorithms that are calculating, giving smart, the intelligence to the tool.
Thank you, Anais. Nicolas, please.
Yes, hello, Raquel. Thank you for organizing this session, and thank you for the invitation. So my name is Nicolas Stathopoulos. I represent Hypertech, a company based in Athens, Greece. We're also participating in the EBENTO project, and our work focuses on the creation of building renovation tools. Specifically, we have developed the decision support for renovation tool, which is an easy to use online tool that facilitates people in deciding the best energy renovation measures for their home. So basically, the tool offers the possibility to assess the energy performance of a building at its current state, and then select different renovation measures or combination of measures, calculate the new energy performance, and then compare it to the initial one. So basically, it provides accurate and easily obtained information for actors of the building sector in order to decide the best renovation options for their apartment or building.
Thank you very much. And finally, David, please.
Hello all, my name is David Palma. I am an energy engineer. For the last 4 years, I have been working in CEMOSA's R&D department from Malaga, Spain, specifically in the area of buildings and energy efficiency. During this time, I have participated in projects related to BIM models, energy simulation, and digital twins applied to different assets. And in the EBENTO project, we have been more closely involved in the development of BIM model designed to be later used as energy models within the one-stop shop platform.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for the introductions. It's great to have such a diverse group of experts with us today. So let's move into the discussion. So to begin, let's make sure everyone understands why innovation and digitalization are so important today. So my question is for general audience. How would you explain the role of innovation and digitalization in improving energy efficiency in buildings, and why are they becoming essential today? So Nicolas, may I invite you to start?
Yes, of course. Thank you, Raquel. Generally speaking, innovation and digitalization can greatly contribute, and they're actually even we have started contributing to the improvement of the energy performance of building, whether it concerns renovation projects or energy efficiency to begin with. So we can start here by mentioning building information modeling, BIM as it's called, that allows the creation of detailed digital representation of buildings, this offers improved visualization and improved collaboration between the different teams that work on the construction of buildings or the renovation of buildings and apartments, and also helps to identify hidden conflicts between existing systems and new designs. Moreover, tools and solutions such as the ones that we're developing in EBENTO allow us to understand and represent buildings as dynamic systems rather than static structures. So why is this important? Up until recently, renovation decisions were usually based on fragmented information and simplified calculations. Today, we have several technologies and tools such as BIM that I mentioned earlier, energy simulation engines, digital twins, or smart meters and sensors that all together create a complete and dynamic representation of the building. This then allows to have a continuous monitoring, to have personalized analytics, and to have advanced simulation processes. And this offers the stakeholders the possibility to evaluate and compare renovation scenarios, predict energy savings, and assess economic feasibility with far greater accuracy than before, and of course before implementing the measures. So have a good idea of what is going to happen before it happens and with good accuracy. Moreover, another aspect that we are developing in EBENTO, that we have developed in EBENTO, concerns energy performance contracting. So the available digital solutions can be key enablers for energy performance contracting. As I already mentioned, they provide, they can accurately predict savings, monitor performance over time, and ensure that the contractual guarantees are met. So this helps building owners to renovate their homes with reduced financial risk, as investments are repaid through the energy savings achieved. At the same time, another aspect that we can mention is the mass renovation planning. This involves upgrading large number of buildings and requires the ability to assess multiple buildings quickly and consistently. Now we have the solutions, the digital solutions that enable the analysis of large data sets and compare renovation scenarios across multiple buildings far easier and faster than before. And then this leads to an easier prioritization of the interventions that are required based on multiple criteria. Could be energy, cost, overall impact, etc. Lastly, we can also mention, and I think we all now see that we use smart meters, sensors and actuators much more. These technologies it's available as we speak. And this enables buildings to be monitored and controlled in real time, and also allows energy use to be dynamically adjusted based on occupancy or weather or even grid signals. So apart from a personalized use of energy assets and appliances, which brings convenience and even reduced consumption, this also makes it possible to unlock flexibility potential from buildings by shifting or reducing energy demand. And here, the advantages of a building or an apartment participating to a flexibility scheme is that there could be financial benefits for the occupants, as flexibility can be monetized, and also this offers increased stability for the grid and potentially increased integration of renewable energy sources. So to summarize, we've seen that we have multiple solutions and multiple applications that are offered now with innovation and digitalization in the building sector. And this is not only important because it supports Europe's climate and energy efficiency goals, but also it provides tangible short-term solutions to increasing energy costs that we are all facing nowadays.
Yeah. Thank you. So it was a really good explanation. So we have a very large bunch of digital tools nowadays, I see. I guess in the different regions in Europe also, and depending of the climate in the regions, the different digital tools are adapted. So thank you, Nicolas. This shows that the digital tools are becoming essential to make renovation smarter and more efficient. If others would like to add a short comment, I would like to add anything else. I think Nicolas were very, he explained very well the whole picture. Thank you, Nicolas. Yes.
Well, I only to add, because the explanation by Nicolas is very good, but I would can add that the innovation, this kind of innovation, allows us to take the best decision when you start with a renovation process. Because if you know what possibilities you have and what kind of building you have and what is happening inside the building or the house, you are going to have a better solution than if you only take a traditional way to proceed. So no more to add, because Nicolas has explained very well. So
we can say that we can personalize the solutions, the renovations, right? In the energy efficiency in buildings. So, well, now that we understand the importance, let's look at the current challenges that we are facing. So my next question is, from your perspective, what are the main gaps or inefficiencies in the current renovation processes that innovation and digital tools are designed to solve? David, maybe can you start?
Yes, I will say that one of the gaps we continue to see in renovation processes is that they remain highly fragmented across the different stakeholders and stages involved. This often translates into a process that feels discontinuous, with many different interlocutors, many documents, and limited continuity from one phase to the next. As a consequence, everything becomes slower, harder to coordinate, and more prone to error or misunderstanding. Another important gap is that many decisions are still made based on incomplete or static information. Very often the process relies on certificates, reports, occasional inspection of fragmented data, rather than on an integrated view of the building that combine, for example, a BIM model, a continuous flow of real consumption data, or indoor environmental quality data. So as a result, the definition of the baseline is often not solid enough, which makes it difficult to predict with precision what the impact of different improvement scenarios will be. A third gap is that the focus is placed on the design of the intervention or on the expected savings, but much less on what really happens once the work are finished. As a result, there is not always a clear verification of whether the expected improvement have actually been achieved, which can lead users to feel that the final result don't match expectation or that the promised savings have not fully materialized. As a consequence of all the above, there's one more point, which is trust and understanding of the part of the end user or the client, because for many citizens or homeowners, renovation still feels quite opaque. Users often don't know where to start, which measure suit them best, how much they are really going to save, how their monthly cost may change, or who is responsible for each part of the process.
Okay, thank you, David. I don't know if our external speakers would like to add anything else based on your experiences in the different projects that you are presenting today.
I would say that we have to focus on the user needs and how they are priority in what we do, and how to ensure that the user friendliness of all the digital tools we use and we apply is at high level. For example, in multi-home, we work mostly with homeowners, and this means that these are regular citizens, they're not energy experts. They see things in a very simplistic way. For us as energy experts, energy concepts are really sophisticated. We can give a lot of detailed information, a lot of different options. We can weigh the pros and cons of different renovation solutions. But to citizens, everything is very simple, very easy, and they need to understand every step of the renovation journey of achieving better energy efficiency in a very simple way. They usually even ask simple questions and require simple answers. They need shortcuts for what they need to know in order to make decisions on the renovation process. And for that reason, for example, in Plovdiv city, we have developed a 3D digital twin of the city, where each citizen can see the energy class of their own building, and also do a simulation of different renovation options with just 3 clicks. This is way not sufficient for energy expert to do an assessment, because we always see things in a very complex way. But for citizens, 3 clicks are enough for them to make a decision. And that's why we have brought so complex energy and renovation calculations to just 3 clicks. And this is a way for the citizens to understand better where their building stands in terms of energy performance. And for them, this is essential. They just want to log into a web page, into our digital twin, for example, just click here and there and get a very quick, very easy solution to their renovation challenge. And it saves time for us to explain a lot of things and go into detail. That probably is not the best solution at the end of the day. And it saves time for the people who need to come to the office, ask questions, spend some time dwelling over the solutions. And it saves them feeling lost in the renovation process. That's quite important. And that's why digitalization of our one-stop shop and of our service provision is basically based on the user needs. It's user-centered, and it probably saves a bit of the sophistication of the renovation process for the sake of clarity in the homeowner's understanding of it and making decisions upon our inputs.
Okay, thank you. I'm totally agreeing. I think we need to make it simple for the end users, because citizens may not understand the complex and technological narrative of the project. So we must work on this and make it simple for them. And this is exactly where digital solutions can make the difference, right? Because at the end of the day, we are making it for them. Yes, Dimitris, please.
So I wanted to add something that was very interesting also during the Rehouse project, the first steps. Basically, what we wanted to accomplish early on was to be transparent with the tenants and the students that were living in the building that we were renovating, because they, especially students, because they are thinking of their privacy and their private data and how they are going to be involved in a project, either directly or indirectly. What we attempted to do at all pilot sites, not only in the Greek pilot site, was to actually be transparent with everything we did. But just like it was mentioned earlier, not with extreme technical detail, because that would be more tiresome. And also we would, in the end, probably lose the tenants and the students from not only understanding but also being showing acceptance on what we wanted to do. And so, yeah, this is just one important insight that we have from the Rehouse project, that the citizens want to be informed. They want to know that what they are seeing will have value. They want also to see the value and somehow see the result. But at the same time, they don't want to be involved in the technical process, and that's not only fine, it's perfectly understandable, and that's how it should be. Because when we are hiring someone to do, for example, a renovation work, we want them to be clear on how this is going to help in the long term. And as I said, when we have to deal with tenants and basically students, because we have many students in the same building, this also affects many other things like examination periods. It affects, for example, their flow with the teaching and the university classes and so on. So, of course, it is given the context, the approach can be different, but the core is the same, I think.
Okay, thank you very much for your input here. Yes, I think I'm totally agree that also transparent processes are essential, right? Because otherwise, they will not trust us within these solutions. So how do we design solutions that really respond to these challenges, right? Because we want to design solutions to respond to these challenges. So my next question is, when designing digital or innovative solutions, what user needs or challenges do you prioritize? And how do you make sure that these tools are practical and easy to use in real situations? So maybe Ina, would you like to start?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, user friendliness is something that is important, and not just, I mean, I'm not being very diplomatic saying it's important. It's essential, and you have to have understanding of what is under people's skin to make it really user-friendly. You have to have very good overview of what the homeowners need in order to provide it. And coming back to my first point, when you're an energy expert, you're overwhelmed with details, whereas users are actually focused on their needs. I have a need, I need to find a way to, to mitigate it. And at the energy agency and for multi-home, we use the lead user approach in defining our solutions. What is a lead user? A lead user is a citizen, a homeowner, who has very conscious understanding of their market needs and seeks proactively solutions to their own challenges. So we had selected a few people, lead users, whom we knew that understand the renovation process, understand the renovation concept, They have gone more or less through a renovation journey and knew the ups and downs of this journey. And we asked them to test our solutions, to play around with the digital tools, to provide their feedback, to take their time, using the tools without any pressure. And we created this, environment of trust and reliability, I would say, with them. And in workshops and meetings and very close contact with them, we asked them about their honest feedback on solutions. And because they were conscious about their needs, they knew exactly what they need on the tools and how these functionalities actually are going to work for them. This was essential. But the important thing is that we were working with people who were very conscious about their needs. If you go outside and ask a person on the street, will it be of any use to you to have a tool that this and this does, that does this and this and that? And they would be surprised, and you would get them off guard. They're going to tell you something that is just at the front of their mind without really consciously reflecting on their needs. This is not what we were looking for. We were looking for people who are very well, aware of what they need and how it can be achieved. Probably they tested some solutions beforehand. They did not work for them, and that's why we use them for input for our digital tools. We kept very close contact with them. We did some co-creation exercises, some workshops to really develop the solution, to give them first version, second version, third version of the tool, so that we knew that this would work for them. And that is how we basically built the user-centric multi-home tools, and we ensured friendliness of the tools. So we did not base the tools on our own expert assessments, but rather on the homeowner experience with them.
Thank you. And just a question, how do you choose these lead users? Because I think it's not an easy way to find them. I think it's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy. These are people with very specific psychological profile, I would say. We had a few criteria to select such people. In first place, these were people that we knew were already part of a renovation project. And it was not successful, or it was not completed, or they just show very high motivation in starting such a project. Second, we found such people through our events. We have a renovation fair, we have a regular stand, we have contact points across the city, and basically the people who are the contact points said, this person is coming to us talking about renovation, they're very interested. And this is how we were fishing for lead users around the city. Once you identify a lead user, it's very easy to onboard them, because one of their main psychological features is that they really want to help. They say, yeah, I need this and this and that, but I cannot find it on the market. And then we say, okay, we're developing something. Will you be happy to support us with that, to spend like 2-3 hours testing it and then just giving us feedback on it? It won't cost a lot to you, but yeah, probably this is the solution you're looking for. They would say yes. So these are people that are very easy to work with, because they have intrinsic motivation to find a solution or to co-develop it, to co-design it with you. And they're usually very open, very enthusiastic to work with you. You don't have to spend a lot of time trying to sell your idea. They just already have it in their mind. And these are not a lot of people. I mean, we're not talking about 50, 60 people. These are 5 to 10 people, but they know where they are and where they want to go. And this is very good for you, because they're already conscious of the process.
Yeah, it's very interesting, because when we are thinking on designing digital tools or innovation tools, we go for the tech, right? For the technical applications, for the technical features, but we don't think beyond the technical aspect, and we don't think about people actually that they can provide us a lot of information that we really need for developing these solutions. So I don't know if anyone from EBENTO would like to add anything else, or from Rehouse, Dimitris? Yes, Nicolas, please.
Yes, I think something that we can mention here regarding the user needs is the need to have a complete solution, an end-to-end solution. And by this, I mean that when someone is planning a renovation, they have several different aspects to consider. So first one is, what am I going to renovate? What am I going to change in my apartment? Then there is the aspect of who is going to do it. Like, is it a person or a company that is trustworthy? How much is it going to cost? Where am I going to get this funding? So there are several steps and aspects that can be overwhelming, especially for someone that has not a lot of experience with that. And this is how our solutions, and this is actually what EBENTO does. It offers all this in one-stop shop, as we call it, platform, where people can find who will do the renovation, what are the renovation measures that they want to do, what will be the benefits, how much it will cost, and also if there are available fundings or subsidies, or even go to the option of energy performance contracting that will, let's say, provide this new means of renovating their apartment. So here we have all these aspects combined and resolved at one place. And I think this is something that the users will be happy to see. We hope that we will develop fully these solutions and be available to the public.
Thank you. Well, indeed, we have the one-stop shop EBENTO platform available for everyone to play around. So, I mean, it's fully open. I don't know from Dimitris, would like to add anything else regarding this?
I think we covered this perfectly, but maybe one small thing, although it was mentioned one way or another. Basically, I will tie this to my previous insight on the transparency side. We also want to make sure that, and this was something that I'm sure that we will talk about later, we need to make sure that the tools that we design are also aimed at a specific audience, but that audience will be able to use the tools. So basically, just like the transparency aspect, if you have a tool that cannot be used by your user, or it's too complicated, then it loses its whole purpose of existence, and you need to redesign it. And basically all this that Ina and Nicolas mentioned, the research that you do on the let's say optimal point that you need to publish a tool to the public. Basically, this becomes a more tedious and more tiresome process if you do not take into consideration that if it's too complicated or if the user cannot use it. It's something that might seem silly at first, but it's very important. Because we as experts know how to use these tools, and this is a small trap that we can fall into if we take something for granted. But this is not something that we need to take for granted, or we can take for granted when we discuss about user needs and the ability of someone that is maybe not non-technical staff or non-technical user. We need to make sure that this solution has everything in plain sight, but this everything is also explainable.
Thank you very much all for your conclusions. So this shows that successful solutions and innovation must be user-focused and easy to apply in real projects, and usability is just as important as technology, right? So, but designing solutions, it's only one step. The next challenge is adoption. So my next question is about from development to adoption. So what are the main challenges in moving from developing a solution to using in its real projects? And how can we build trust and make these tools easier to use for different stakeholders? Anais, maybe I invite you to start.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Well, in my opinion, we have two main challenges. The first one is that normal people has a fear about new technologies. For instance, in case of professional, it's true that we have a lot of research on new efficiency materials. They have incorporated new ways to renovate, new processes, and so on. But innovation in terms of the digital technologies is something far from the radar, from professional mind, because incorporate a tool like EBENTO one-stop shop can be watched as a big risk, and they don't want risk. The reality is that they have a business model that has been validated along years, and probably they don't want to change to another one that is a big risk. And on the other hand, we have normal people that don't know about possibilities to be incorporated. So they need information from builders, from professionals, and so if builders don't incorporate this kind of tools, it's difficult to break the loop, because we still are in the traditional solutions. Then, in my opinion, for this main challenge, I would give voice to projects like EBENTO, so we can encourage parties to use this kind of tools. If we present them this kind of tools as a good background to work, I'm sure that they finally appreciate this kind of tools, and they will start to work with them. And another point that or a challenge that we have, as many of the present here has commented, is that we have to find or develop tools that are middle point between a tool for normal citizens that who maybe don't have contact to new technologies, and a tool that is usable by professionals. So we have to create a tool totally understandable to all profiles in the market. For instance, in case of EBENTO, we have considered 4 types of users: citizens, builders, authorities, property managers, and we have validated the solution with in different workshops. So we need to make to give more voice to this kind of projects in order to have them in the market, to have available to all people and to be known.
Thank you, Anais. This shows that trust, usability, and awareness are key for the real adoption of these tools. I don't know if anyone else would like to add any comment. Otherwise, I have a second question. How can this digital tool support one-stop shops, for example, through self-service options or financial matchmaking? So maybe, Ina, you want to add anything in this respect?
Yeah. Digital solutions have a very big spot for one-stop shops. They have a lot of applications, and I do believe they are underdeveloped. We know one-stop shops are services that provide, personal consultations to citizens, to homeowners. And I do hold the firm belief that pushing the renovation wave needs a human touch. So paradoxically, less digitalization, more human touch so that the renovation wave works. But digitalization is essential for one-stop shops to be more effective, because I do believe we've reached a plateau of servicing citizens, and this needs to be accelerated in a way. When you apply digital solutions in your operations as one-stop shop, you basically automate all the processes you do, by hand. Consultations can be self-service by citizens. Service accounting, where you keep track of all the services and consultations that can be done through digital tools. You can have a lot of consultations every day, a lot of different cases, and a lot of, I would say, personal cases, because it's not just about the building, it's about the story of the residents in this building. And you cannot remember each and every case. And not every case comes at the right time and is not well developed enough to become a renovation project. You cannot remember thousands of cases. And here digitalization comes. You can very easily track your consultations, record different cases, specifics about the cases. And when the right time comes, you can just go to your digital solution, scroll through the cases, select the ones with the greatest potential, go back to these people, ask them, are you ready to renovate? Have you made your decision? I have this wonderful opportunity for you. Would you like to participate? It gives you a lot of space for communication at later stages of the consultation process. It keeps your memory fresh, I would say, for priority projects. It helps you build a pipeline of projects that may not happen today or tomorrow, but in 1 year time, for example, or when the right funding comes in. And it helps you a lot to make fund matches. When you have funding or a financial body, you can very easily say, okay, based on our repository of renovation cases, this may be of interest to you. You can very easily find matches for contractors as well. And this is and this needs to be digitalized. It needs to have a solution that makes it very easy to browse through cases and select the best of the best, or the most suitable ones for different occasions. And that is why digital tools need to be deployed in our daily operations as renovation practitioners.
Thank you, Inia. It shows that how digital tools can simplify processes for one-stop shops and also support users along the renovation journey. I think it's a great opportunity now that we have for these renovation buildings. So let's now look at these solutions. How can these solutions can grow across Europe? So my question is, what needs to happen for digital and innovative solutions to be scalable and interoperable across different countries and markets in Europe? Dimitris, would you like to start?
Yes, of course. So scalability is one of the things that we are, I think, especially in European projects, research projects, and also national, we are very interested in scalability. And one of the main, let's say, enablers for scalability, I think, is interoperability. So one of the things that are always, and this was also mentioned previously, especially I think it was when we mentioned the BIM workflows. Basically, we need to make sure that different organizations work together, but they are even though they're at a different, let's say, organizational level, technically they should be at the same level. And organizationally we can get there, but if we have different solutions that are not interoperable with each other, then this defeats the whole purpose of scalability, because this is a very closely tied also to regulatory concepts, to regulations across Europe. For example, here in Greece, we have different regulations on the renovation and the energy performance certificates, for example. But of course, we are integrating many of the European policies in the Greek regulations. But at the same time, each country has its own regulations, so small differences might exist. So we need to make sure that different countries and also different projects use different formats, but at the same time, this is not a problem in the long term. So this is one thing. We also have the technical perspective, as I mentioned. And technically, we might be using different, let's say, data types for sensor aggregation, or different ways that we have aggregated data in our databases. Basically how we store data. So this can be a problem if we have a certain type of sensor in one building, but it's not the same sensor in another building, and so we have trouble reading the data. This shouldn't be the case. Internet of Things, IoT solutions come to solve this problem. So as we move on, this becomes less and less of an issue, but it's something we need to take into account as well. That basically in different buildings, even though we might have different equipment, different hardware, we still can, let's say, apply a system that we made and that we built, and that this system will work on said building. So I think that also with AI nowadays, and I'm mentioning this because I was going to mention predictive maintenance. I think this is also becoming more interesting because machine learning solutions can help with predictive maintenance, and this kind of solves the problem of interoperability because machine learning learns to do just that, to work with many different layers of data and many different kinds of data. And this could be something that we work on and actually succeed, I mean, with using AI or using machine learning. Although this is not the focus of my answer, but exactly because I was going to mention predictive maintenance, it's something important to take also into consideration, I think. So these systems should work regardless of the specific hardware. This is my closing point, regardless of the software we use. And especially if we have different regulations, it's very important to make sure that these regulations do not contradict one another, because one solution for Greece might not work for Spain, or the other way around, for example. So in context also, I would like to mention certain indicators. In Rehouse, we have been working on the Smart Readiness Indicator. You might be aware of it. It's also called the SRI. The SRI is relatively new. It was, I think, introduced in previous European Horizon projects. So the SRI basically indicates the smart readiness of the building. And what is the smart readiness of the building? It's how easy or how smart ready it is to incorporate IoT sensors and digital solutions like the ones we are discussing right now. So, for example, this kind of indicator, the SRI, could help with scalability because we have one universal, let's say, metric or some sort of indicator that will help us understand the smart readiness of each building without having to work with different hardware, different software, and get lost in all this extreme, let's say, amount of information that we might have in place.
Thank you, Dimitris. This shows that common standards, collaboration, regulation, and interoperability are essential for scaling solutions. And also you have mentioned machine learning, artificial intelligence that we have not mentioned yet. So yeah, I think it's a very good point of view that you have give us for these scalable solutions. So I don't know if anyone else would like to. Yes, sorry, Nicolas. I didn't see your hand.
Yes, Thank you. Just to complement what Dimitris was saying, I think it's important to mention the work and the importance of EU-funded projects to what concerns different contexts, different regulations. So we have direct access to partners from other countries. So it's much easier to make, let's say, to not focus on just one region or one country and then see a little bit the European context. And this, of course, is very helpful when you want to go out of the country to have something, a bigger solution that can cover much more contexts and regions and countries.
Thank you, Nicolas. So, before we close, I would like to ask you each speaker one final question. So, what will be the most important contribution of digital innovation to the future of the energy efficiency buildings? So, let's start with our external speaker. So, maybe Dimitris.
So I think digital innovation will make energy efficient renovation and energy efficient buildings in general accessible, verifiable, and also beneficial not only across the buildings but also for the people and the communities that use them. This is, I think, also the basis of the discussion that we need to have in the user and the citizen involved in the process so that they will see the benefit and also understand it and help us in this continuous struggle with efficiency and energy efficiency also.
Thank you very much. Ina?
Oh, digital innovation gives homeowners motivation, confidence, and enthusiasm to participate in the energy transition and the renovation wave. So it's essential for us to keep it up and keep it going and to support them in the right decisions regarding renovating their dwellings.
Thank you very much. And now, David, please.
Yes, digital innovation will enable the energy efficiency renovation of Europe's aging building stock while improving the entire process and putting users at the center.
Thank you. Nicolas?
Yes, digital innovation enables building to evolve from static structures into intelligent data-driven systems that continuously optimize and personalize energy consumption performance throughout the entire life cycle. So it's a brave new world with applications and solutions that we wouldn't have thought of a few decades ago, and it's up to us to make the best of it.
Yes, thank you. And Anais?
Yes, I think that the real-time data-driven optimization of building energy use across all systems will be the most important contribution, considering the artificial intelligence, the IoTs, and different technologies that we are incorporating in these days.
Thank you all for these forward-looking insights. So today's conversation reminds us that innovation helps how we design and manage renovation. Digital solutions make decisions faster, clearer, and more accurate, but their real value depends on how well they are used by people in real projects, in the real life. And if we want these solutions to have real impact, they must to be easy to use, well connected, interoperable, and trusted by all stakeholders involved. Only then can digital innovation help deliver smarter buildings, better energy performance, and more sustainable future. So thank you very much to our speakers, the audience for watching us. Don't miss our EBENTO talks in our communication channels. And also, please don't hesitate to visit the projects that have participated today. So multi-home, rehouse, and EBENTO projects. So thank you all the speakers for your time. It was a pleasure to have you today. And I hope you see you soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.